Hello, and welcome to my Fe15 ETC playthrough. I'm US's Gordon Captain, here with...
Jumpy23 again.
And this time we're doing the final sets of preps for Act 5. So Act 5 is going to be separated into two sets of videos. One is this set, and then the next video will be just the final map.
AKA the only map that's actually worth watching in Act 5.
Okay.
But we'll be doing some stuff here. So first of all, we made a Brave Sword for Alm, because there are 3 maps that Alm has to solo. And in one of those, he needs a Brave Sword to double enemies.
Yes. There are some Death Coils. There's 2 Death Coils with 24 speed, and so Alm would need 25 speed to double them. Alm only got 5 speed boosters. He gets the Pegasus cheese from the Rian Shield guy after we beat Regal Falls. And then he gets the 3 speed boosters in Fear Shrine. But that's not enough speed to reliably hit 27, which is what you would need to do it with a killer bow. So instead what we do is we just give a Pegasus, a Brave Sword, which is sort of like an extra Pegasus cheese for him.
Right. And there are Death Coils, so you might be thinking, well, Alm can use bows, but bow might in this game is pretty low. So even effective damage doesn't make him one-shot them, so it's better to double them.
Yeah, he doesn't one-shot them without a crit anyway. So instead, he one-shots them with a crit. At that point, you might as well use the weapon with 100 accuracy and 10 more crit that needs to kill them with a hit and a critical, since that means you have 2 more chances. So now we do stealth. There's one thing that's special about this stealth section, which is you just charge straight through things, and I swear this works.
That is interesting compared to other stealth sections in SOV, which was a lot of being very careful and baiting enemies away, and here just cowabunga. Leroy Jenkins, and it works.
Yeah. So we're making a detour here. I want to give Alm 2 EXP boosters before the next map, because Alm wants to one-round some pretty tough enemies.
It is fun to finally be using EXP boosters for like random stats and not to promote some dude. Because we are past the point in the game where we're promoting anybody. Although, we didn't mention this, but we promoted Cliff to Bow Knight just now. That's a surprise tool that will help us later in final map. So
yeah. Alm needs to get to really busted stat territory for the final map for his trials. Not so much because he needs them for his trials, but because by having busted stats in his trials, you can just hold start and ignore them.
Alright, here's Berkut. This is kind of a real map, but I say kind of because it's very small, and we have some really strong units at this point, like Bow Knight Cliff, Alm, and Python's here too.
Yeah, there was his waifu dying. Unfortunate that Renee, the actual best girl in SOV, just has to die in one hit, but there you go. And there was Berkut. Unfortunately, this map does not defeat boss, so we have to defeat all these random Duma guys.
Alright, we rescue Alm back because he's not Cliff, so we don't want him fighting Arcanus. And here's where not supporting Python with Forsyth earlier actually bites us. Just a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but Python has to do some combat, and we would have appreciated the hit and crit from Forsyth support. We even gave him the speed ring to support Python with, but it's all moot point.
Okay, so on this enemy phase, Alm needs to crit every single enemy fiend. Python needs to crit both of the enemy Arcanus. Cliff doesn't need to crit anything, and Alm probably needs to dodge one fiend, depending on how well you're on whether or not Alm dodged Berkut.
So there's a Mogul in this enemy phase. Can you explain Mogul AI and SOV? Is it guaranteed that he's going to fight Cliff, or is there a chance that he splits?
I don't know. I've never seen him split.
Yeah, that's how I remember it from when I played SOV, but I don't know if it's been rigorously defined. But I thought that they would always fight if someone was in their range, which is nice because in Gaiden that's not true.
There's Alm. He should have died, but he dodged like a boss.
Yep.
And
So
that
by
was
SOV standards, that was a really reliable enemy phase.
yeah. Let's go with TAS levels of reliability because 11 turn wheels.
Yeah, TAS, turn wheel assisted speedrun.
Super play.
Right.
Okay.
So there's just a bit more walking here while we find Alm's trials.
Yes. So if you're ever confused about these transporters, just always go to you enter it and you go up and right, and it's always correct.
Oh, that's a good fun fact. I'll keep that in mind next time I play this game casually.
See this one, you go up and right, and boom. And then this map is the setup. So, like in Duma Tower, where we had to drink wine to reset turn wheels, here we also drink wine to reset turn wheels.
Although I don't remember actually using any in Berkut. Did we?
Yeah, I didn't. I just did this for out of
Muscle
habit.
memory. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. Now we feed Alm a bunch of roids, and Alm's really good now.
Good enough to take on the world, and by the world I mean like 11 bone walkers and 10 gargoyles and 6 Draco zombies.
So each map has its own theme of what Alm's starting weapon is. This one is the Killer Bill map.
Yeah, it's a bunch of bone walkers, so they're pretty slow, so we can double them with the killer bow with ease, and it does a lot of damage.
Yeah. There are also some liches, which are the enemy that is actually annoying to kill on this map. And the Killer Bow will let me hit them on player face. This lich
Right,
is
it
the
just
one.
improves reliability.
Yeah, that lich was the one really annoying one.
We don't need to double crit him there, although we did because it's fun. We do. This is a 2-turn. Unfortunately, the enemies don't like have enough move to kill themselves efficiently, but so we could have attacked him across 2 turns. But we did need at least 1 crit across 2 rounds of combat. On that enemy specifically, let me be clear, because we need a million crits. There are
Yes.
so many enemies that all need to get crit to die.
Like, that one just didn't.
Yep. But turn wheels. Greatest thing since sliced bread.
Done.
Alright, now it's time for the Brave Sword map. This is the map that we were just talking about with the super fast death goils that Alm can't kill with the killer bow easily. So, yeah, get ready for this one. And since they're death goils, they have a lot of move, so this is going to be a faster map.
Yeah, there are 4 Death Coils. They have 24 speed, and then Alm has 26 speed. So he wouldn't have doubled them with the Killer Bow, but he does double them with the Brave Sword.
And Kago is very generous, or Insis, I'm not actually sure who designed this map, didn't put any death goils in the top right and left corners because otherwise they wouldn't all be able to hit the same tile. But
Yeah.
everyone can hit the tile 1 up from Alm, so
Yes. This is just me doing the dumb thing of square counting, because you only get 1 trial at this. To do the whole trials all in one fight, so just square counting. And now Alm has to crit every single enemy.
He does get 2 tries per enemy, because he doubles all of them. But yes, it's not super reliable.
Yes, well, Alm also thankfully has 19 base crit and 40 crit from his weapon, so he has actually 59 critical hit.
19 base crit. The Alma I know and love has 7 base crit.
Oh boy. There, so now Alm cleared this next map. Now it's time for Alm's final trial. This is the speed ring one.
Kind of. We are going to fight enemies with the killer bow, but Alm needs to move 6 tiles on turn 1. Or 7? 6, right?
6.
He doesn't gain move on promo. So, fortunately, Alm is the only dude in the game who has multiple inventory slots. If this was anybody else, we'd be SOL. Well, Selka is too, but
Yeah.
she's not a dude, so my statement is still true.
Alm's
We
stats
made
at
a
this
minor
point-
mistake. Yeah, not anymore. We made a minor mistake. You're supposed to kill the Arcanist on player phase or attack him because nothing else needs to be crit because they're all weak to bows, but the Arcanist does. But it doesn't really matter.
And that was Alm's Trials and Berkut cleared in 1, 2, 1, 1 turns. And I'll see you guys next time for the final map. Bye-bye!